We are joined now by a member of the Tax Writing Committee, Congressman Eric Paulsen, Republican from Minnesota. Congressman, thank you for joining us. So, how much detail are we going to get next week?
Well, I think more of the details are going to roll out next week, late next week, it sounds like, as well as October is going to be a really busy month. The Ways and Means Committee is going to spend a lot of time behind closed doors, filling out the final details and then rolling this out later in the week and the coming weeks ahead, focusing on growth, a growth agenda, which is so critical to our country and our economy right now.
So, Congressman, look, the Senate GOP has cleared $1.5 trillion in the budget for tax cuts. My question is, where does that money go? Look, let's be frank about this. The middle class always seems to get the shaft. Is the middle class going to get a break this time?
Absolutely. In the House, we're working on revenue-neutral plans, and so we're looking at middle-class tax cuts. We're looking at consolidation of rates across the board that will help small business, which is the engine of our economy, of course, grow new jobs, as well as having that middle-class tax cut that is so important to making sure the next generation is going to be thriving, which is at risk right now.
And corporate tax cuts. You know, look, the president once again, just this week, I believe, reaffirmed his desire for 15%. But there's a lot of growing pessimism that 15% is not doable, perhaps 20, even higher than 20%. Where do you stand on that?
Well, you know, in the House blueprint, we've been working off a 20% rate. It's going to be right in that range, I think, 20, low 20s. We know it's important that we unlock the earnings that have been trapped overseas as well with international tax reform, so we get those $2 trillion back home to the United States. That's about keeping our headquarters here, keeping innovation here, keeping jobs here. So that's all going to tie together so we can fix a broken tax code to modernize it so we can compete with companies and countries around the world.
But the moment you say anything or put out any details, Congressman, Democrats are going to shout at you saying, you're just giving a tax cut to the rich. How would you respond to that?
Well, I would say this. All of the hearings that we have had in the Ways and Means Committee have gone really well on a bipartisan basis. There's a little bit of that political flavor to it, but the reality is no one is defending the status quo. So simplifying the code, making it permanent, focusing on growth, and getting earnings back home to the United States is something we universally support. You know, we'll disagree maybe on some of the details, but I feel a lot better that we're moving in the right direction, optimistically, to help our economy.
Yeah, I think we all are, Congressman. Eric Paulsen, Republican from Minnesota. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time today.
Good to be with you.